Hi everyone, welcome to my home. My name is Jane. Now, can you tell which one of these is a real lemon and tangerine and which ones are steamed buns? Stick around and I will show you how to make steamed buns that look like citrus. A few weeks ago, my friend Wendy shared a video with me on Facebook. It was a video made by Emmymade. She created steamed buns that look like tangerines. It's filled with red beans. And I was in awe of the video. It looked so beautiful. I decided I needed to give it a try. So I did. A few weeks later, I made the buns. And then I posted the pictures and the video on Facebook. And it was the most liked video on my Facebook page. I've had over 4,000 likes and a number of people asking me to show them how I actually made the buns. So that's what I'm going to do today. All right, now we need to make the dough. So the first thing I need to do is pour in the milk and then sprinkle in my yeast and sugar. And then I'm going to whisk this until it's dissolved. Once that's dissolved, I'm going to add the salt and the butter. All right, now goes the salt. And this is room temperature butter. I'm gonna use my spatula to get it in there. I'm gonna whisk this together now until everything dissolves, including the butter. So the next thing is going to be my flour. And my baking powder. And then I'm going to mix all of this together. I'm going to first use my wooden spatula, and then when it becomes a little bit too hard for me to mix, I'm going to go ahead and use my hands. This is now to the point where I can't really mix it with my wooden spatula anymore, so now I'm going to go in with my hands and mix it as much as I can until it kind of comes together, but doesn't have to be a fully incorporated dough yet. We're gonna let it sit for about 15 minutes. And it's now a shaggy dough. It's not very smooth right now, but that's okay. I'm going to take saran wrap and wrap it, and we're gonna let this sit for 15 minutes. I doubled my dough recipe because I'm actually making red bean steamed buns and custard steamed buns. So I went ahead and cut them in half. So I'm going to start with my tangerine one. So this one is going to be for the actual dough that the red beans sit inside of. And this little portion I've separated, I'm going to color with orange food coloring to make it look like tangerine. So I need to get my gloves on because I've tried this once before without gloves and it made my hands orange. That's not a good look. So I have gloves on here, and then I'm getting some food coloring, and I'm actually using toothpicks to get my color out because I'm not sure how much I'm going to need. I kind of play it by ear. We'll start with that and see how it looks. It's going to take a while, so you want to keep kneading this until you get a very bright orange color. That's probably going to need more coloring, so I'm going to go in with my toothpick again. All right, and then I'm going to keep kneading. It's coloring my cutting board. Oh well. Hopefully after enough wash they'll come out. This is when you need strong hands. This is where Pat should come in and help me. We might take a little break, and you come back and you'll see that it's all been incorporated thanks to Pat's help, because he's much better at kneading than I am. As you can see, I colored a small portion of the dough, one in orange because they're going to be my tangerine buns, and one in yellow because I wanted to make the custard buns look like lemons. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to divide them into 10 equal parts. They each come out to be about 10 or 11 grams. I've measured each one. They're about 10 to 11 grams. Okay, so now I'm gonna form them into round balls so they'll be easier for me to roll out later. And I'm gonna do that to all my little colored dough. Duh, that sounded funny. Dough. It's like playing with Play-Doh. This would be a great activity to do with your kids. So I rolled out all my balls and actually stuck it under my glass bowl because what I found was that the glass insulates a little bit better so the dough doesn't dry out as quickly. So that's the trick for you. All right, now I'm gonna roll out my white dough and divide them equally into about 10, 30-gram pieces of dough and then roll them up into little balls. Everything is prepped. My dough have all been rolled into balls, and the first buns we're making are the red beans. So I went ahead and rolled them all into little balls. I stuck them in the refrigerator so they're a little bit easier for me to handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the white balls out of here and I'm going to roll it out. Kind of looks like wonton wrappers, about 4 inches in diameter. Okay, and then I'm going to thin out the edges of the wrap so that the center will be thicker. That's where my red bean is going to sit, and the reason why the middle is thicker is so that the red beans do not seep out. So I'm going to take my little red bean here, and then I'm going to seal this using my pleating, folding and pleating like this, all the way around. A little bit seeping out. It's going to be full of red beans. It's going to be delicious. Okay. Now I'm going to take my orange ball. This one I'm going to roll out really, really thin, so about 5 inches. It's going to be paper thin. And just so you know, it doesn't have to completely seal on the bottom because it's going to be the bottom of the bun and no one's really going to see it. But I will do my best to cover it as much as I can. All right, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so I take this and I put it in my palm. I'm going to put my red bean bun in the middle, and then I'm going to seal this as well. What I find with the orange one is to just pull it tight, not too tight because you don't want to rip it, and then just lay it on top of each other and it seals on its own. Okay, now flip it over onto its bottom. Use the cutting board and your hands to roll it into a nice round ball, like so. And then I went ahead and cut out parchment paper into little squares and I'm going to lay it on top. And I'm going to do this until I'm done forming all of my dough. We're almost ready to steam our buns. Look how cute they are. They look like tangerines, right? But before we actually steam them, I'm going to place toothpicks on each one. And our steamers are a little bit short, so I've learned this. I have to cut my toothpicks in half. So I'm going to poke holes in them, and once they're done steaming, what's going to happen is it's going to leave a hole for me, and then I actually put in real leaf stems so it looks like a real tangerine. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see how they come out. All right, so my buns are ready to go. I have 3 on each layer of my steamer. Put the lid on, and I'm going to steam this on medium heat for 8 minutes. Lower it to medium heat. Time it for 8 minutes, and then it also has to, once I turn it off, I have to let it sit for another 8 minutes so that it will slowly release the steam so that the tangerines don't deflate. My red bean buns are all done and they're sitting over there, but I want to try to see if I can make ones that look like lemons. So my custard filling is ready for me. I'm using this lemon as my guide, and I'm noticing that it's a little bit more oblong. with a little bit of a pointy tip on one end, and then this is where the stem goes. So when I form it, I'm gonna have to try to get it more oblong shaped. So we'll see if this works out. It's my first time trying this, so wish me good luck. I'm actually pretty happy with the way they came out. So I formed them so they looked more oval in shape, and I even made the little end that kind of looked like the lemon tip, and then I put my toothpick on this end. That's where the stem is going to go. So they're ready. I'm going to put them in my steamer and steam them and see how they come out. It's time for the reveal. I am so nervous because I really want this to come out. So let's take a look. Yay! They look awesome! Let me show you. I'm gonna take one of them out. Look how cute this is. Oh my gosh. Wait, ooh, it's hot. I'm gonna put it on a plate. I've made this before, and you just never know how they're gonna come out. So I'm gonna take the toothpick out now, and it's left that little hole in the middle, and I'm going to put a stem on here. Let's see, which one shall I use? Let's try this one. It goes like this, right? Oh my goodness. And ta-da! Look at my tangerine! The custard have been steaming for about 6 minutes and rested for 3 minutes. I cannot wait to see how this one turned out because this is my first time trying it. Let's take a look. Wow! Wow, these came out awesome! I am so happy with these. It's kind of oblong shape. We've got the little tip on the end. Maybe I'll do this. It's the only plate I have right now next to me. Okay guys, the color is not perfect, but you see how it's oval shaped, oblong with a little tip, just like the real lemon. I'm really happy with my result. It looks really good, and I can't wait to open it up and see how the custard looks like on the inside. I'm very pleased with this. Really, really happy. Yay! This was really fun for me to do today. It was time consuming. The recipe itself is actually not that difficult, but it takes time to let the dough rise and get the filling correct. But look at the end product. I am thrilled. Look at this. It looks like real tangerines. And this one, like I said, it was my first time ever trying the lemons, and I could not be more happy. It looks like real lemons. It's awesome. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Have fun with it. Maybe you could come up with different designs, different fruits. Anyway, I hope you had fun watching this video. If you did like this, please give it a like, share, and leave comments. And don't forget to subscribe and press that notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload my next video. Thanks so much for watching.